marginal rate of substitution. Okay. So MRS is the most important tool that we are going to use in order to find utility maximization. So the name comes from the fact that MRS measures the rate at which the consumer is willing to substitute one good for the other, and is equal to slope of the indifference curve at any point. So let's try to understand what is MRS. So let's construct, let's assume a consumer who's consuming two goods, X and Y. And let's say this is his indifference curve. Okay, this is his indifference curve. Now suppose he was consuming at point A. Okay. Now this agent's friend comes to him and says he is in dire need of some delta Y amount of good Y. So he is asking this agent that please part away with delta Y amount of good Y. So agent A says, I am your friend and I want to help you, but at the same time I do not want to make myself worse off. So I am willing to give you delta Y amount of good Y if you can substitute some delta X amount of good X and put me back on my indifference curve. So the argument is, if the agent is put back on his indifference curve, he has not been made worse off. Okay. So the agent's motive is just to not be worse off to himself. So he's been asked for delta Y amount of good Y, he's willing to part with it, but in exchange he asks for delta X amount of good X. So he is, after this substitution, he becomes indifferent. So the rate of exchange is delta Y of good Y for delta X of good X. Okay. So delta Y of good Y for delta X of good X. Okay. So if you use your simple unitary method logic, if you are substituting, if you are exchanging delta Y of good Y for delta X of good X, you will be willing to exchange delta Y upon delta X of good Y for 1 unit of good X. Okay. So if you are, so the basic idea, if you are willing to exchange 3 pencils for 1 eraser, or let's say if you are willing to exchange 6 pencils for 2 erasers, then you are willing to exchange 6 by 2 pencils, that is 3 pencils for 1 eraser. So you take this 2 and you divide this here. So 3 pencils for 1 eraser. That's the basic unitary method which we have studied in a school. So it's the same logic. Delta Y of good Y for delta X of good X means delta Y by delta X of good Y for 1 unit of good X. So you are willing to exchange delta Y upon delta X amount of good Y for 1 unit of good X. Okay. Now when the quantities are very small, the rate of exchange becomes dy by dx of good Y for 1 unit of good X. This becomes the rate of exchange. Okay. So this is the definition of MRS. MRS is the amount of good Y that an agent is willing to exchange for 1 unit of good X. So MRS is the amount of good Y an agent is willing to exchange for 1 unit of good X. Okay. Now generally what happens is, when both commodities are good, to keep you indifferent, one of the goods is going to be given and another good is going to be taken. So the good which is being given comes with a negative, the good which is being taken comes with a positive. So generally we assume that either delta y or delta x, one of these things is going to be negative. So what happens is delta y by delta x is definitely going to be negative. Okay, so since one of the goods is being given, another good is being taken, dy by dx, one of these quantities is going to be negative. So we put a negative sign in front of it to make the quantity positive overall. Okay, so we are imposing a negative in front of it because we know that, so dy is the amount of change in good y, dx is amount of change in good x. Now when you're entering in an exchange program, either y or x will reduce. So one of these quantities will be negative, one of these quantities will be positive. So the ratio as a whole will become negative. So to remove that negative, we substitute a negative sign in front of it so that the overall thing becomes positive. Okay, so MRS is nothing but modulus of dy by dx, which we have studied mod function, which just imposes a negative in front if the original quantity is negative. Now we know that dy by dx has to be negative if both commodities are good, so this becomes just minus dy by dx. Okay, so what you need to remember is that if both commodities are goods, MRS is minus dy by dx, which is basically just negative of slope of the IC. Why is it negative of slope of the IC? Because at any point the slope of a curve, suppose this is the curve, at any point the slope of this curve is dy by dx. dy by dx is basically the general form of slope of any curve at any point. Okay, so the negative of slope is MRS. So to take an example of finding MRS, let's say you are talking about utility equals to x plus y. Okay, so we know that in utility equals to x plus y, the ICs are all having a slope equals to 1. We already established this. So what is the MRS at any point? So slope is 1. Okay, so if slope is 1, MRS is negative of slope, so MRS is equals to minus 1. Now what does MRS mean? MRS is amount of y you are willing to exchange for 1 unit of x. Sorry, MRS, sorry, I made a mistake. Slope is minus 1. So MRS is minus times minus 1, so that is plus 1. Sorry. So we studied y equals to mx plus c. Say we saw कि for this particular indifference curve, slope was minus 1. So if slope is minus 1, MRS is negative of slope, so it becomes plus 1. Okay. So this value, amount of y that you are willing to exchange for 1 unit of good x, becomes 1. So this example was x was 1 liter Bisleri and y was 1 liter Aquafina. So for this example, you are willing to exchange 1 unit of Aquafina bottle with 1 unit of Bisleri bottle. That's all your MRS is saying, that no matter where you are on your entire consumption set, so on this entire set, wherever you are always willing to exchange 1 Bisleri bottle for 1 Aquafina bottle, because you are indifferent between the two. Okay, so that's your MRS. Now using the minus dy by dx formula is not always feasible, so sometimes we use another formula which is derived through implicit function. So let us say that the function is f of x comma y equals to u naught. This is the equation of the indifference curve that you are talking about. So what I am trying to say is that there is some point A at which you want to find the MRS. So there is some IC passing through this point, because through every point there should be some IC passing, and the equation of this IC is f of x comma y equals to u naught. Suppose this is the equation of the indifference curve. It will have some equation. I don't care what that equation is. I am saying let's say that equation is f of x comma y equals to u naught. Okay. Now I am going to say that in explicit form this function is y equals to g of x. Okay. So what I am saying is, suppose the utility function is root xy and the utility at point A is equals to 4. So the equation becomes under root xy equals to 4. This is the equation in implicit form. Okay, we call this the implicit form. You can rearrange this to get y equals to 16 upon x square. This is called the equation in explicit form. Okay, you call it explicit because you have y on one side and everything and no y on the other side. So you can represent y as just a function of x. So if you can write y as a function of x, this becomes the explicit form of the equation. So the same equation can be represented as both an implicit and an explicit form. So suppose I am saying that y equals to g of x is the implicit form of this same equation. Okay, so the same equation can be written in many formats. Alright, so if you write x plus y equals to 10, this is implicit form. If you write y equals to 10 minus x, this becomes explicit form. So the same equation can be rearranged to be represented as both an implicit or an explicit form. Okay. The explicit form is unique, but implicit forms could be many. So you can write y as g of x. Okay. So I am just writing f of x comma y could be written as f of x comma g of x equals to u naught. Now we are going to differentiate this thing and we are going to apply the chain rule. Now if you don't know chain rule, that's okay. We are going to do differentiation. At that point of time we are going to go over chain rule. This part you can revisit after we do chain rule. I don't feel comfortable introducing chain rule right now because it's a huge topic. So you can revisit this thing after we do chain rule. But for those of you who know chain rule, if you use chain rule to differentiate this relationship, we get fx plus fy into dgx by dy. So what happens is you are differentiating both sides with respect to x. U naught is constant. When it gets differentiated, it yields 0. Okay. When you differentiate this thing with respect to x, first you differentiate this thing with respect to x. So f is a function of two things, x and g of x. Okay. So first you differentiate function f with respect to x, that gives you f of x. So this is nothing but del f by del x. And then you differentiate f with respect to g of x and then multiply this by del g by del x. This is the chain rule. So instead of differentiating it with respect to x, you differentiate it with respect to gx and multiply it with differentiation of gx and x. Okay. So this summation has to be 0. So I am just totally differentiating this equation with respect to x. If you don't get the proof, that's okay. It's not really that important. Nobody is going to ask you the proof. You can revisit the proof after you do your implicit function differentiation. But once you have this, I can rearrange this to get fx upon fy equals to minus dg by dy. And dgx by dx is nothing but minus dy by dx, and we have already established that minus dy by dx is nothing but MRS. So what I get as the end result is MRS equals to fx upon fy, which basically means that MRS equals to del u by del x upon del u by del y. F is nothing but your utility function, right? Because I initially said that utility function is f of x comma y equals to u naught. So f could very well be represented as f is basically your utility function. Utility x comma y equals to u naught. So the bottom line is that MRS at any point is del u by del x upon del u by del y. This is your equation for marginal rate of substitution. Okay. So now let's apply this to get MRS at some points. So suppose you're using some utility function, utility equals to under root xy. I want to find MRS at 3 points, MRS at 4 comma 1, 2 comma 2 and 1 comma 4. So these are the 3 points at which I want to find the MRS. So MRS is nothing but del u by del x upon del u by del y. Now what is del u by del x? Del u by del x is partial differentiation of u with respect to x. That is, you differentiate u with respect to x while keeping y constant. Okay. So this function can be written as utility equals to x to power half into y to power half. Now remember that differentiation of a x to power b is equals to a times b into x to power b minus 1. Okay. So I can write this function as y to power half into x to power half. Now I am saying when you are doing del u by del x, keep y constant. So y becomes a constant, so it will be coming as it is y to power half. X to power half will become half into x to power minus half. Okay, it's just this formula which you are seeing here. So if any of you needs revision on differentiation, you can ping me later. I can share some documents with you which will help you go over some basics of differentiation, which are very important. I'll come to differentiation, but it will take me around a month to reach differentiation right now. So in the meanwhile, if you want to just revise differentiation quickly, I can share some notes with you. Okay, now del u by del x is this thing. Similarly, I am going to do del u by del y. Del u by del y will be x to power half into, so you keep x as constant, so x to power half remains as it is, y to power half becomes half y to power minus half. Okay. So after this we get MRS is equals to del u by del x upon del u by del y, which is y to power half into x to power minus half upon x to power half into y to power minus half. Okay. The halves cancel out and the end result is this y to power minus half can go up, this x to power minus half can come down. So this will be y to power half into y to power half upon x to power half into x to power half. So that is y by x. Okay. So the MRS at this point will be y by x, so 1 by 4. At this point y by x 2 by 2, at this point y by x 4 by 1. So that's how you can find the MRS at the 3 points. Okay. Now crucially, I want to see that if instead of under root xy, I use the u square function. So instead of under root xy, if I use the xy function, what happens to my MRSs at the 3 points? Okay. So let's calculate MRS for utility equals to xy. Okay. So remember that d by dx of a x to power b is equals to a times b into x to power b minus 1. So this could be written as x to power 1 into y to power 1. Now del u by del x will be, when you are differentiating with respect to x, keep y constant. So y को ऐसे कैसे लिख दो, multiplied by x to power 1. So x to power b becomes b x to power b minus 1. So 1 into x to power 1 minus 1. So that is y into x to power 0. Anything to the power 0 is 1. So this is y. Similarly, you will get del u by del y as x. So this implies that MRS is equals to y by x. Right? So MRS is y by x, which is same as what we obtained earlier. Okay, so MRS is the same even when we do a monotonic transformation. So this is a very powerful result, because it tells you that even after doing a monotonic transformation, MRS does not change. Now the question is, why does it not change? Why does MRS not change after a monotonic transformation? So remember, I told you that utility function is a mathematical construct. Utility function is a mathematical construct. It has no bearing in real life. Now monotonic transformations change your utility function. It transforms your utility function. What is MRS? MRS is rate of exchange. It is a real thing. If my friend comes to me and says, I need 10 units of butter, I'll say, I'll give you 10 units of butter, give me 4 eggs. Now as a mathematician, if you do any kind of monotonic transformation and change my utility function, in real life that will not change my rate of exchange. My rate of exchange does not depend on what utility function you are allotting to me and what kind of transformations you are doing on me. So rate of exchange at any point has to be independent of whatever mathematics you are doing to me, to my utility function, so to say. Okay, so that's why it's not a property of utility function. It's a result that we wanted in utility functions. Our utility functions would not have been robust if would not have been useful if doing monotonic transformations would basically change your results about MRS. Your MRS should not change under any monotonic transformation, and since that result holds, that's why the whole concept of using utility function is strong at its foundations. If monotonic transformations would change the MRS, then using them would lead to faulty results, because whatever you do in your mathematical calculation should not change the ground reality. Okay, you can predict what's happening, you cannot change what's happening by making your calculations. All right, so that's why MRS should not have changed by doing a monotonic transformations, and because it does not change, that's why the whole theory of utility functions is very sound at its foundation, and that's why we can use it. So that's your MRS. Now I want you to go over these notes as it is. I mentioned a few things here, and then you need to find out the MRS for this thing, this relation, and then there are a couple of problems which you need to work on. So these are a few problems which I want you to work on. So read the notes, do these problems, okay, and apart from that, I'll mail a textbook which you can start reading. I'll be mailing you Hal Varian, which you can start reading, and also I'll mail the notes from today's and yesterday's lecture which I have made along with the videos.